I was told hearing impaired people are coming to San Quentin in September. As soon as I heard, I felt it was my job and my duty to prepare by trying to get the American Sign Language class started. I learned sign language growing up with my brother, Mike Wickerd. He's 2 years older than me. He looks just like me, but he's shorter and rounder. My brother ended up deaf because my mom was pregnant with him, and at the time, she got measles. He didn't develop the hearing nerve in your ear, so there was no cochlear implant possible. He's never spoke, never heard. He'll be deaf for the rest of his life. It was a struggle at times. He was always asking me to interpret or translate what the family was saying, like at Christmas, Thanksgiving, family events, TV. He wanted me to translate TV, and a lot of times it was like, man, read their lips. You know, I wasn't the best brother. Letting my brother down because I'm in prison, I struggle with that every day. I know he's out there, and there's a lot I could do as a brother. I mean, and I know he's angry because I made bad choices and came to prison. I know he loves his little brother, and I took myself from him. My name is Tommy Lee Wickerd. I'm doing 57 years for voluntary manslaughter, and I've got 18 years in. I was incarcerated for a while. I just decided to change my life, and I didn't want to be who I was. So I just started programming. I'm not cool with having 57 years. However, I broke the law, and I have to pay for that crime. And I don't expect to ever be forgiven for that, but the more I can show that I'm holding myself accountable, the better I feel. The harder I push myself on a run, that's my tears. The harder I push with the deaf community here, that's my tears.
Sometimes I feel like I ain't heard unless I'm screaming. Sometimes I act out cause I feel like that's the only time someone sees me. Sometimes I keep to myself, all I really want is some help. But who won't judge or look at me different? I listen about mental health. I really never thought I'd live to see 25. My brother was killed at 22 and too many of my partners died. What could I do besides just holding it all inside? Don't nobody know how I feel, couldn't explain it right if I tried.
My name is Rita Lomeo, and I'm an attorney at the Prison Law Office. We litigate class actions on behalf of people who are incarcerated in jails and prisons. In the last 2 years, there's been at least 8 homicides, pretty brutal killings of incarcerated people. Most of them were people with disabilities, and 3 of them were deaf or hard of hearing. Most of the deaf people who use sign language were sort of warehoused in this remote Central Valley prison. It was just bleak. At one point, one of our deaf clients said he just walked in circles on the yard every day because there was nothing else to do. They needed to be given the opportunity to move to a prison with more program opportunities, and that was San Quentin. In August 2019, I went to San Quentin for a deaf culture town hall that CDCR had created to help inform incarcerated people and staff about deaf communication styles, deaf culture, in anticipation of the arrival of deaf people. And I was very suspicious of this program because there weren't any deaf presenters, and then Tommy came on stage.
It's good to see everybody here today. It's great. I want to teach everybody in this room 2 signs for the American Sign Language. I would like everybody to make an E in the manual alphabet. And go to the side of your head and go about 10 inches forward. Education. Education. And our next sign will take your right finger and hit your left thumb first. First. Everybody, education first. I feel like it's a dream finally coming true that the warden came over to me and shook my hand. And he doesn't shake incarcerated people's hands. And he also supports me in teaching sign language to the incarcerated people here now for when the deaf people arrive here in San Quentin. And I can't wait.
My name is Deanna Sarda. I'm a sign language interpreter for the hearing impaired. Tommy's going to be very important in all of this because, like I said, we have our things that are required of us, but it doesn't stop there. We all know communication is an all-day thing. The daily notifications and things that the interpreters may not even be aware of because we're not immersed into the community the way that Tommy is. What Tommy is doing is a first for me to witness.
We've been told the deaf community's coming, so I made these booklets up for the officers. There's some basic signs. We'll go ahead and go through a couple. You know, a lot of COs like this one, no. That's your sign, no. And then another one is down. Because a lot of people are like, get down. There's not gonna be time for that. If there's an alarm, you're gonna be like, get down, and they're gonna understand. The deaf people, they just can't hear, they're not dumb. Can you show me what alarm is? I've been working with it. Yeah, that's alarm. Alarm.
So I can go alarm down.
Yeah, alarm down and get animated. It's a very animated language. And you'll see when the deaf people are talking to you, you'll be like, at first you're like, is this dude getting aggressive? They're not aggressive, they're just loud and and speak different. You know?
Thank you.
I appreciate you. The last 6 months you've been really applying yourself and always getting the officers involved, and I appreciate that as well. When I knew the deaf community was coming to San Quentin, I was enrolled in college, taking English and math, and I was in Squires working with the at-risk youngsters, and those are my goals, higher education and working with the at-risk youngsters. Working with the deaf community is my dream, so I had to give that up just so I was ready for the deaf community to get here. So the deaf community is my subject now. I'd seen Diana Sword, the hired translator for the Department of Corrections, and I had asked her, I said, hey, where's the deaf people at? She's like, it's gonna be another month. This month for sure. So another month went by. It's December 10th. So, and the last I heard was they're not going to bring the deaf people here until they hire a second certified translator. And now I'm just kind of discouraged.
I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I am so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold.
That's February 7th, and I'm still working on trying to get this sign language class done. It's a struggle, and 6 months, and I'm still being told patience. They're going to hire somebody from the streets so my class could be a rack credit earning course. But again, I was told there's policy and procedure and you have to be in Psalms to be legit. I'm not trying to do this for any credit or anything. I just want I'm thinking like my brother arriving here. If my brother comes to this prison, I would hope that somebody was there willing to teach him what I know so they feel welcome. Imagine going to another country and not speaking that language. How's that going to feel? That's what it's going to be like when you come to San Quentin. I'm going to have a meeting with 20 of the 100 guys on my sign language class. Meet tomorrow and let them know that we're still not going to have a class.
Oh wow, they're already in there.
And every man in this room, I got to tilt my hat to you, man. You're not here for any time off. You're here to learn a language for a community that is coming to San Quentin. Think about that, bro. That's awesome right there, man. Yes.
Do you know when I expect to see some deaf population here in San Quentin?
They keep postponing it, Tony. I don't know. Basic sign. We're gonna do it on the yard. And I hope that these guys can pick it up as well as in a classroom setting. Top of the morning, big dog. I was gonna try to lace you on some sign language, right? Okay. Here's a pamphlet, right, I've been working on. So we can make the deaf community feel a little bit more welcome.
Yeah.
This is a manual alphabet.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
appreciate that, man.
You got any questions on that? You hit me.
No, I've been
A,
I've been
B, C, D, F,
thinking
G.
about this. I'm
That's
gonna
cool,
look it
man.
up in the encyclopedia.
I
or
got you,
something,
bro.
man.
And this is certified interpreter. Go ahead, you got it. Certified interpreter. That's it. I'll see you on the track, runner. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mike. The last time I saw my brother, he came in on a visit, contact visit, and there was a CO yelling at him, take your shoes off, take his belt off. And he didn't understand because he was deaf, and he was really disrespectful towards my brother. And my brother came in and told me on a visit that he's not coming back. And so I haven't seen him in 10 years because of that. I felt bad.
When I came to San Quentin, and I was with Speed Joy, wow, and it had a 5th floor in the building. And I came in the day with so small. Couldn't sleep that night, honestly. I was like, couldn't sleep, but Tommy, the interpreter for the deaf, and he told me, hey, he woke me out the breakfast. He gave me, hey, this breakfast ready, and this shower ready, and you know.
How much time do you get sentenced to?
So they gave me 71 to life.
71 to life? Wow.
But if good behavior program home, I can go home 15 years.
15 years, go home maybe? With God, right?
God, amen.
Without no plan, what you gonna do? How you gonna move? Without no plan, how you gonna move? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? When you don't understand the way things work in life. Some of the obstacles we face is by design.
One day I was working in education as a CPM clerk, and A.W. Albrighton came in and said, hey, Wickerd, you're fluent in ASL. Would you like this job as an interpreter for the deaf here in San Quentin?
Because they actually. You got it with boots. Can you get an 8? No.
Because the boot is too tight.
Tell me you didn't get a boots so you get a job.
Boots, give it.
Okay, no, okay, I stopped, but that's you, like it.
As far as me having this job as a sign language interpreter, that has pretty much alleviated the sign language class. However, I don't want to be the only one. Hey, Tommy, interpret this. Hey, Tommy, interpret that. No, I mean, this is a unique, San Quentin's unique today. They want to learn sign language to talk to the new community. Why not? I'll teach them basic sign language, what I know, and we'll go from there.
Unfortunately, right after they transferred, the WHO declared a pandemic and the virus just swept through the prisons. So in the last year and a half, it was just a matter of survival and trying to escape the pandemic.
When the pandemic hit, now felt responsible for the deaf community. The next thing you know, we're quarantined, and we got some positive tests in another building. Then North Block, this building, started getting positive tests, and then we were locked in our cell. I was not even allowed to come out and interpret. We were all split up. I didn't hear from any of them, so I had no idea how they were doing.
I'm not free. I'm not free yet. Man, for real. I'm not free yet. Hey, look. I'm not free. And reality sits. How did we get roped into a system where the fatherless is? Most don't even know this problem exists. And whether they do or don't, we still the ones they forget.
How excited are you now that you're going to get to use the VRI machine to talk to your brother?
Oh, the VRI machine. I'm stoked.
It never dawned on me that you didn't know about that now that's something that you get to do.
Yeah.
It's almost like a reward for you for all of your hard work.
Yeah.
When you both grew up, and Tom, you had your own way of signing to each other. But now, as a mom, it makes me proud of both, that you can talk to each other. Just makes me happy. Love you.
Do I believe that I am going home one day? I have to believe because my wife is forcing me to believe. She has never give up faith. I have to prepare myself for not going home. There's like a little light at the end of the tunnel, but for me, I have to focus on what's right here, right now. So, the deaf population here in San Quentin, they've been here a little over a year and a half, and there's been no problems, no threats, no nothing towards the deaf community, period. What's up with Jonesy, man? What's up, short timer? How you doing? Hey, good, man. Hey, I'm teaching, some basic signs for the deaf community here, man. If you guys see them, right? Especially you, is that you're my co-worker. This is my boss. You're right. This is like the manual alphabet. But if you look over here, like if you're next to an incarcerated deaf person, you can do alarm. If you hear alarm and they're not getting down, this is a sign for alarm. Alarm. Just go like that and they'll get down. They're not, Yep. And then and maybe you hear them store. They call one of the deaf cells for sale. Store. And point to them. Store. Cool? Okay. And if you want to study that, if you got any questions, let me know, man. And,
thank you.
All right. And I have a copy in the cell.
Okay. Works for me.
Cool?
Yeah,
all right, thank you, man. You guys have a good day, man. All right, short timer. Yeah. If you stay focused, no matter where you're at, you can be free. If anybody's watching this and they might be incarcerated, just keep pushing, man. And doors will start opening for you. No matter what your past was, your future is what you make it.
Stressed over something that I know I can't do nothing about. Gotta find a high when I'm low, even if I got a reason to doubt. Yeah, I can't stress over nothing. I know I can't change. Gotta keep my head up even if I take a dive in the game. It's alright, it's okay, 'cause I know that I'm gon' see better days. It's alright, it's okay, 'cause I know that I'm gon' see better days. No lie, I hope for the best, but the worst is expected. I'm thankful for all blessings. Not one gets neglected. Things could have been worse. Yeah, I made the connection, 'cause I didn't learn my lesson. Like if I was dyslexic, the truth was hard to digest. Like if I was dyspeptic, had to learn the hard way. I'm glad I made the correction. And living in the struggle, tough luck, gotta salve it out. People talk about it like this, something to brag about. I don't see why people speak on things they ain't did, a life they ain't lived. Who the hell they trying to convince? The real recognize the real, but we recognize the fake too. Quick to